Guys, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to see about how to print the objects in the model using an keyword called dump. So you see, like in the screen you can see an object with a name called my model, and it has an many kind of objects in it. For example, name, date and type. In the real time you will be seeing such kind of objects in while integrating and JSON in your projects, etc. So in this model it has a name, date, type created at an ID, etc, and it has an own data type for string, and some has an optional in it. Consider an example called where address. It has an optional string variable. So what I did is, like, I just done simple thing in what instead I have just created an array. In the array consisting of my model, in my model has its own objects, and it's represent respective values in it, and it has an another objects, and it has an respected values in it. Totally in an array there are two objects. So usually as when developing, we just used to run print this particular line of set of code using the print statement. When we used to run this print statement, you see it will print the object, but what it prints means name of my model and my data as something, and type as first, and created like this. It is you see in a real time it is difficult to read. See, in a two very two array itself, it's very difficult to read. Consider in a real time we have an multiple index in the single array itself. So at that time it is very difficult to read this what is behind in this objects. So now what we are going to do is, like, instead of array we are just going to do some magic like dump, and we are just going to print this dump. So now I am just running, and you can able to see what is the exact value it's going to return an output. You can see an exact output in console. This is basically used for the console purpose only, but as a developer you can able to clearly understand and what is the presented inside the model, like that you can very clearly understand by using the dump variable, and it going to be a really useful things for the developers. So, and in the C you can name, date, and everything is ordered in an parallel way, and you can able to see there are two index in it, and you can able to differentiate what is presented inside what. So that's a usage of the dump. And also in the dump you have an object called you have another usage. So let's see one by one. So dump, here I'm just going to display an array, and you can give a name for it. So currently I'm just giving an 1, and I'm just going to intern 1, and maximum depth and maximum items. This is what I'm just going to explain. The maximum depth is like, for each array we can specify what is the depth we can show in the console. And for the maximum item, in an array consider there are five objects, and if you want to specify only 2 objects means you can specify those 2 also. And there are some limitations in maximum items, like in the console, if it is an 2 element means this particular line is considered as an 1 item, and this one considered as an 1 item. So I'm just going to give the maximum depth as 3, and maximum item index as 3. Let's take 4, and let me run this. And you see it displays an 4 maximum items, and it's display and 3 maximum depth. So and it display in an date there is 1 child is remaining is there, and 8 more children are there remaining, and 1 more child is remaining. Likewise it will differentiate and it will show. So likewise you can work around with the dumps, and will be more helpful, I hope so, for the developing purpose. And thank you so much for watching this video. Just hit a like button if you like this. Thank you so much. Bye. Just don't make me feel when I told you.